Today we're doing an interesting video and we're going to be talking about how sound and color grading affects things. And we also have a special guest.
What's up?
Look at this dude. Oh goodness. So yes, we're going to talk about sound and we're going to talk about color grading and all that nonsense, but watch this thing first. I guess I should probably properly introduce you, but you can introduce yourself because I don't know what you want to tell them.
Okay.
I'm the pro at segues, in case you couldn't tell.
My name is Jay Lippman. I'm a vlogger, full-time content creator for myself.
It's like for YouTube, maybe?
No, not for YouTube. I don't do it for YouTube.
That's true. You do it for yourself.
I do it
and
for myself.
For the people that enjoy it.
Exactly. I do it for you guys. And me. Mostly me.
Mainly me. Yeah, I'm like, no, yeah, I mainly do things for myself. I've mentioned that multiple times.
I do what I do for you. Also a poet.
Yeah.
What I do for you guys is video editing tutorials, camera gear reviews, stuff like that. Anything that will help.
It's staying in just like that.
That's cool. Anything that'll help you guys make better videos.
Making the content.
Making the content.
Good.
And then I do vlogs where I just share stories about my life and all that stuff.
That's what a vlog is.
Yeah.
So what you guys just watched is I guess a sequence, I guess you could call it, because I don't know if I'd call it like a short film. A sequence where we somewhat planned something and got like a general base storyline, but we're both editing it very differently. So you saw mine, which was kind of in that creepy, suspenseful type of thing, and on his channel is going to be more what we call it nostalgic, happy, warm, which of course I will leave the link to his video in the description. Definitely check that out and let us know how we did in terms of like how you did on your own, how I did on my own, and then how they compare, because we're taking these same exact clips in the same exact order and editing them in two different styles.
Yes.
And I think that is very interesting.
You have the clear advantage.
I do, because it's dark and dead, as we're called it.
It is dark and dead.
Dark and dead here in Patterson Park today.
And so I have to make it happy and bright.
Yes, so good luck. But over on his channel, he's going to talk about sound and how sound affects video, because that's a huge proponent on how something visually looks. And like we were just talking about, there are channels out there that take movie trailers and movies and turn them into completely different genres, and all they do is cut it differently, they pace it differently, change the color and change the sound. So he's going to talk about sound and how that affects video, and I'm going to talk a little bit more in detail later about how color affects sound, but just in general to give you
affects sound.
Color affects sound. How color affects video. This is why I need someone here to tell me that I said something
just looking
stupid.
Out for you. Yeah,
I would have had to like boop, pop something in the bottom and be like, I was wrong. How color affects visuals. I almost said audio, which is just a different version of sound. How color affects visuals, because that is also a huge part of it. Because if you make something, I mean in general it's kind of creepy looking here today, but if you make it a little darker, pop the blacks a little bit, get rid of those shadows, or not get rid of the shadows, add the shadows, get rid of the highlights, all of a sudden it becomes a little creepy, a little more moody. And then in his case, he's gonna take something and I hope you're gonna try and make it brighter.
That's the that's the goal.
The general idea. Make
Yeah.
it a little brighter, make it a little more warm. So actually, I think it'll be easy for you to turn it warm because it is kind of very neutral. So I think you'll be able to add warmth or orange and not look odd.
Yeah, that
to
kind of,
some extent.
and that kind of goes back to the cinematography for
that look.
That look.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, one of the basics of cinematography is you always want to shoot in a flat profile.
Yeah, because then you can go either way.
And if not a flat profile, at least a neutral profile that your camera. Every camera has a neutral profile, and when you do that, it's a lot easier to tweak the colors.
Yeah. So I think we'll both be okay. I hope so. You've already seen it, so you got to tell us if we did it or not. But yeah, I just wanted to give a somewhat introduction to Jay, and then of course go check out his video, and we'll talk a little bit more about color in a second. Let's talk about color. Like I mentioned earlier in this video, I am going to go into a little bit more detail about how color affects video. More specifically, I'm going to point out just little things that I did in the sequence short thing that I made earlier, and then also things that I noticed that Jay did in his video. If you haven't seen Jay's video, watch mine and then watch his. I'm not going to give his away, but finish watching here and then go there. And if you're from Jay's channel, thank you for joining me. So color in general has a huge effect on people, not only in video, but just in general life. And basically one of the main things is just that color has a strong connection to your emotions. And I don't know if that's something that like we're just born with, like red makes you angry or like scared, or that yellow makes you hungry, blue makes you calm. I don't know if that's things that we're born with or things that we learn. So yeah, I don't know if those are things that we learn from growing up, or if it's just because of our environment, or you know, we're born with it, or maybe it's a mixture of both. It's an interesting thing to look at when you start to analyze like movies and TV shows, ads, all that kind of stuff, the colors that they use to make you feel a certain way when you're watching it. Now for the most part, a lot of things you watch have kind of a neutral tone to them. Jay kind of talked earlier a little bit about how cinema in general has kind of like a more cooler tone to it, but they still pop in with those warmer tones, so you're still in that kind of neutral range. Then you have your standout genres like horror, you know, where you're gonna end up dark, you're gonna end up more bluer, more black, more, you could be red if you're going for a certain style, more stylized specific looks. Or you can go in the other direction where you have movies like rom-coms or anything romantic where it's a lot warmer, a lot more vibrant, and it's just supposed to make you feel more cozy. So in my video specifically, we shot during the daytime, but I wanted to make it nighttime. I don't know why, but as I was watching through the clips and when I saw the beginning sequence, I was like, it only makes sense to have that time lapse, in my case, to go for that more creepy aspect, to start, you know, kind of in a daytime and then move towards night. So then that kind of set the tone for the rest of my clips. So I actually didn't have to do too much like in Premiere editing to make that happen, because they have this lovely asset called day for night. So all I had to do was plop down day for night, and I actually changed the opacity up to 80% because I feel like when it's at 100% it looks too blue and it looks a little unnatural. Like nighttime doesn't look that blue in real life, so I bumped the opacity back a little bit and it just looks a lot better. And that's all I did on my clips in terms of color correcting. I had planned to do some other stuff, but like I said, as soon as I popped the day for night on, I was like, oh no, this is perfect. I don't really need to do anything else. I mean, it's perfect. Nothing's perfect, but it was what I needed it to be. Now, if I was doing like a true horror movie, like I said, I would keep it in more of like a neutral to blue kind of undertone, and then really take those shadows down, bring your blacks out, make your reds pop, anything like that. Anything to make the creepy aspect feel stronger. Anything that's like a bright, fun color like your pinks and your yellows and your oranges, get rid of them or desaturate them. You don't want it. You do not want anything creepy to feel comfortable unless you're kind of breaking the rules and going into like a safe space. So I'll use the show Haunting on Hill House as a Haunting of Hill House as kind of a example. There are certain clips in that are definitely warmer than others, and those are the ones where they want you to make a connection with the characters, and they want you to feel warmly and like fondly about either the memories or the thing that is happening. But in general, the whole show is more blue, dark, and it has kind of like a vignette to it. Over on Jay's video where he made it warm, I'm actually completely impressed with what he did. I'm not gonna give it away, like I said, I'll just pop in like a little picture just so you can get an idea compared to mine. I'm very thoroughly impressed with what he was able to do, because he was working under some tough conditions to try and make that day look warm. Like I mentioned earlier, he pumped the oranges, he made it warm, he brought the grass back to life, literally. It's green now instead of dead brown. And that, combined with the music that he chose, helped to give it that more nostalgic feel versus mine, which is layers and layers of like droning noise and wind rustling and chimes. So that's kind of just like a quick recap-ish on how color can affect video, and this is just very surface information. I just know some about how color affects, you know, people and the way we think and how we feel, and how people can use it to persuade your emotions when you're watching a certain thing. And like I said, Jay is talking about audio over on his channel, and audio is so important when it comes to affecting people and how they feel about something. So that's why this collab was really awesome, because not only does audio affect video, but so does color. So we were able to take both those things and kind of make it into this sequence where we took the same exact clips, put them in the same exact order, and made two totally different videos out of it. Mine being a little more creepy, his being a little bit more warm and nostalgic. And I personally think that we both did a pretty good job. But of course, you guys will have to let us know. Let me know down in the comments if you think that I did a good job getting that creepy feel and what you would have done differently. And then also head over to Jay's channel and let him know how he did and what you would have done differently, or if you have any suggestions for us. And also, I think he's gonna have a link to download those clips. So if you guys want to download those clips and try this for yourself and see if you can come up with something else, please feel free to do so. I would love to see it, seriously. So yeah guys, that'll be it for this video, and as always, leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below, and I will catch you in the next one. This is my outro for my gaming channel. You guys have probably never heard it, but I don't know how else to end videos yet, so thanks for watching, I guess. Also, do you guys want to see like bloopers slash outtakes slash extra footage from this little excursion? Because I have quite a few of the, like, things from it, and I didn't want to add them in this video because it didn't seem right, but I kind of think you would enjoy them. So let me know if you want to see that. All right, bye.
I think that's a wrap.
Wrap for now.